Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon where I'll be talking about their movies, well, of course, their merchandising, theme parks, I don't know, whatever the case may be. If it's related to Disney in any shape or form, then yes, of course, I'll be talking about it. So, of course, I haven't done one of these in a while, talking about some kind of article or review, whatever you want to call this. As for I'm plugged in, by focus on family. And yes, this is something I've spoken about before. This group of people because they're a Christian organization type thing, I guess. Of course, ugh, gotta protect the family and whatnot, all that jazz. You gotta be doing that again here. So okay, well specifically, yeah, they want to do something when it comes to salvation, sin, and the Little Mermaid's poor unfortunate souls. You mean the song? But anyway, yeah, this came out last year, 2023. So yeah, yeah, I could have just done this then if I wanted to. I just felt like, really, it just comes off all the same when it comes off when thinking about all these kinds of nonsense. It just comes off all the same. Like really, it's all the same. It's all the same crap. God. Of course, this is in response to the reboot of the Little Mermaid, which honestly I really don't have an interest in because it's a remake for one. And Disney keeps making these remakes over and over again just to do a serious correct course, just do a serious correct course. And because of the fact people had accused them from being sexist and all these kinds of stuff and anti-Semitic, which of course is all false. None of that's true whatsoever. And if you're one of those people that actually believe that, then you're dumber than a sack of potatoes. Just throwing it out there. So anyway, they're not going to talk about the movie itself, the remake. I mean, they're just going to use this as a segue to talk about something related to that. So yes, pretty much as you can guess yourself, plugged in is going to use this as a way to speak in reference to the original Little Mermaid, of course, which I was never a huge fan of, really, if I'm being honest with you. But that's kind of besides the point. Me liking this movie isn't the point of the video. Me disliking or liking the movie is not the point of the video. That aside, okay, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not. I don't want anyone to think, oh, I'm just trying to defend this film out of some kind of nostalgia. That's not the case here. I'm just throwing it out there. Yes, and in a way, I am defending the film because what they're saying here doesn't make any sense. So yes, in a way, I am defending it, but not. It's out of principle, not nostalgia. Just saying. So okay, after the setup, we just see right here trying to give a real brief description just to the whole underlying seat. And oh my god, like really? Yeah, Garden of Eden. They were comparing Garden of Eden to what the kingdom of where Ariel lives in. Like really, just Garden of Eden just underwater. Like what? Like really, they believe it's one and the same. Like, there's supposed to be like some kind of allegory for that. Okay, we were already starting really dumb. Like really, this is just wow. Okay, just like really, people, really, are you really? This is a joke, right? Are you trolling me? You can't possibly be this stupid.
I don't like where this is going.
Yes, you're taking this as a Bible reference. Are you kidding? Just no, no. So yeah, it sounds like Eden. Not really, doesn't it? No. Like Eden, it seems like most people except for the occasional shark gets along. Anyway, there's the elf fish, the lionfish, and apparently lie down with each other in this realm, of course. That's that's a part of this realm for the king. It's all very nice, and then of course Ariel is going to be rebellious and whatnot. So okay, this individual who wrote this is trying to explain what he or she meant, what they were trying to say when it comes to referring to the Bible. If anything, that makes it more confusing. I can suggest that Ariel is pretty much like Eve, like how Eve was rebellious and she's not supposed to have eaten the apple. But okay. But the thing is that the person Eve was already an adult, right? And 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 Ariel, she's a grown woman, so to speak. She's a grown woman. She's coming of age, so to speak. And I don't see the connection, or doesn't the age matter? I don't know. I have so many questions. And or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Is that what you're trying to say? That there's going to be an age difference between Ariel and Eve. So I'm guessing. So I'm guessing Eric is supposed to be, I guess, Adam, Adam and Eve. I guess. I don't know. This just it's so vague. This entire thing is really vague. Is what I'm trying to get at. So I mean, okay. I mean, it's gonna be the woman's fault somehow, right? In some kind of way. Okay, let's just power through this, I guess, and just finish this, please. Okay, let's just go on. So, in the other bit here, despite this whole realm of wonders, the Little Mermaid is attracted to one place her father has forbidden her to go to. It's of course a human world. Of course, she's pretty much fascinated with everything dry, and in secret, she scores away to this treasures unknown, untold, or whatever. If you watch, if you want to scratch the anthology a little further, we might have to draw some conclusions and whatnot. I mean, again, he's whoever wrote this referring to her acts, what is her actions, of course. The fact, again, like we were saying earlier, she's rebellious, and since she's trying to use this as a way to make a connection of some kind, like that's the evidence. The evidence is in the movie. So, in other words, what this individual is trying to do is, of course, connect the dots. As in how Eve got the apple from the tree of knowledge with the snake or whatever, even though she's not supposed to. So, yes, Ariel's actions here are forbidden by her father, and of course, you should obey your parents no matter what, according to the Bible. And her rebellious actions, that in itself is supposed to be a reference to the yes, that tree of knowledge. This isn't just what? It's kind of an oxymoron because knowledge is supposed to be forbidden, yet you're trying to teach whoever's reading this the knowledge that knowledge is forbidden. Wait, that's an oxymoron. And also, what kind of thing have you been on, really? This seems like a good acid trip when you think about it. Like, wow, okay. Anyway, moving on from that. While Arrow's flirtation with the that's an odd way to put it with the surface ward, of course, really annoys her father. Obviously, this really bothers her father, and then the whole thing with the villain, the story. Yes, the whole thing with, of course, the voice and the signing the contract. We know how that went. So, exchanging the voice for legs seemed like an opportunity to obtain what she wants. The capability to go up on the surface and meet up with Eric and whatnot, because that's kind of like the whole thing as to why she was doing it to begin with. Like, okay. So, yes, the villain of the story, the octopus character, whatever she's supposed to be, is viewed as temptation, like the snake in the Tree of Knowledge. Because because again, the whole Adam and Eve thing, that really whoever wrote this is really hammering this down when you think about it. Yeah, this just sounds completely stupid. So you mean to tell me the people who have knowledge are the bad people, but the people who are mad ignorant are the heroes? I guess in this case, the heroine. And then the fact that Ariel wants to go on the surface is a sign of her doing the big no. You're not supposed to do that. What? This is so stupid. Just confused here because whoever wrote this article, whatever you call it, is attempting to teach me, but teaching is a form of gathering knowledge, which the Bible is actually against with the whole tree of knowledge and whatnot. Because in the Christian tradition, consuming the fruits of the tree of knowledge of good and evil was the original sin committed by Adam and Eve, and and this right here, this act led to the fall of man in Genesis. But I don't understand how how that works really. How is it that their fault? They didn't know. that they're not supposed to do that. I mean, granted, it, God Himself said not to do it, but the thing is that how are we supposed to know why they shouldn't do that? I don't see. I mean, the whole anime and Eve thing. It's that in itself is like a whole. It could be an entire video on its own because there's like so many plot holes on that story itself. So I don't want to just go too much into that because it really doesn't make any sense. I mean, this article doesn't make any sense really when you think about it. Anyway, but yeah, I was pretty much taught that the tree should be understood both symbolically and as a real tree, similar in some ways, because in some people, this entire thing's contradictory no matter how you slice and dice it. But I mean, yes, like I was saying a moment ago, I mean, yes, some Christians or some Catholics may take this literally, while others take it as a metaphor. Yeah, the thing is that, yeah, you're supposed to have knowledge in order to understand the story. But the story is saying that having knowledge is a sin. But I can't have that knowledge if it's a sin, but I have to have knowledge to understand the fact that it's a sin. See how it seems rather contradictory? Basically, in other words, it's folding onto itself. So, okay, let me just try to wrap this up because it's already dragging on more than it should be. So, anyway. Okay, like I was saying, the whole villain thing, the bad guy, or say bad woman, I should say, Ursula. According to the article, Ursula is a pretty interesting character. Well, I have to disagree, but anyway, again, that's besides the point. I know they threw. I'm saying they because I don't know who wrote this really, but they're a reference to the live action remake, which, like I said before, I have not seen as of yet. So I'm just gonna leave that section out really. But it goes back to the original film. She was once a member of in good standing in Trine's court, like whatever that means. Again, I've not. That's obviously a reference to the remake because I have not seen it really. But somehow she still has an influence of Titan's realm. Again, I don't know what that means because I've not seen the remake really. I don't know. I don't even know if the remake even addresses that, so I can't really say anything about that really. So regardless, I can see what the individual is attempt to do here because he or she is throwing references to the live action remake and the animated movie keeps going back and forth with this kind of stuff. I see what you're doing here because whoever wrote this trying to use this as a reference again to the Bible. Sounds familiar. The article would ask, doesn't it? Uh, I don't get it. So anyway, one more note about before when I say we, I'm just referring to the article, by the way, move away from Ursula for a bit. She lies. I mean, yeah, of course she lied. She's the villain. She's the bad person. I mean, good guys, good people could lie too. It just depends on the situation and to what extent. It could be good. Yeah, it could be good or bad. Just to what extent? I mean, this individual is already messing up anyway because you're not giving me enough context, really. Even though the individual is giving context, but what is given, it doesn't make any sense. But yes, we at the end of the day, we all know what the deal is. Given the legs, give it boys, and yada yada. We all know. But anyway, I know the individual is trying to refer to the fact that when Ariel asked how she could cause Eric to fall in love with her without the voice. Eric, the grown man that she likes. Ursula just uses a big whoopee of a lie. Okay, but here's the thing, though. If I have to criticize the character of Ariel, I mean, I'm sidetracking here again a little bit. Is that if I had to criticize the character herself in the original film, is that she basically goes from stranger, oh, automatically she wants to have a relationship. Never, 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 never do that. That's a big fat no. Don't do that. Maybe if the both characters get along, you can start as friends. You can do that. That's fine. You can start as friends, and if both of you have a chemistry, then yes, we're gonna see how things go from there. I spoke about this before, so I'm repeating the same exact information here. But anyway, like I was saying, the pretty face, you have looks, yada yada. Or Ursula, how do you call her? Or how say her name? Don't underestimate the importance of body language. And okay, that could be true to some extent that kind of actually that right there isn't really a lie, really. But according to the article, these lines and some similar lines that follow were cut in a newest film. I don't know if that's true, but apparently the individual was criticizing the original film for being sexist. What? How is the original Little Mermaid sexist exactly? How? And the thing is that I find that awfully funny coming from you because the Bible itself is sexist. Because the thing is that yeah, there's plenty of verses in here I could share that about the idea women should know their place, about being rebellious and whatnot. So yeah, the whole traditional 1950s housewife. Yeah, they want to go back to that. Since Adam and Eve are brought up, I'll bring that up here too. There's an actual verse for that as well. So yeah, I'm not going to bring up every single one of these because there's definitely quite a few. So this just contradicts the idea. I know the individual was trying to criticize, more like bashing, the original film because the original film, the original 1989 Little Mermaid was allegedly sexist, which it's not. But okay. But the Bible itself is really sexist. I know it depends on which version of the Bible, of course. But anyway, like I said, I just want to wrap this up already. This is just so tiring. Yeah, it gets more ridiculous considering the fact that in the same article, this is supposed to be like a reference on how the culture, I guess the United States culture, I guess, going to do whatever it is doing, I guess, to the young women and young men around the world, apparently. So, as the villain does pretty much encourage Ariel to look at herself in a superficial kind of way, as if through the lens of Instagram. You really bring up Instagram here? Like, somehow there's a parallel here. Well, it wouldn't be the first time someone like this attacked character for looking, well, attractive, because that's what they did with Barbie, because apparently the standards of beauty are way too damn high for this character, allegedly. Which, of course, is ridiculous. If this is going to bother you that much, why are you watching this anyway? It doesn't make any sense, like, at all. The doll, the animated stuff, so on and so forth. It's just ridiculous when you think about it. But okay. Anyway, just let me just wrap this up. Jesus Christ, it's just ridiculous. Oh yeah, speaking of Jesus Christ, yeah, the father character comes in into and yes, this individual actually uses the whole the whole thing with the tension between the daughter and the father as if this was a reference to God, because God Himself is supposed to be all good and all loving, and the fact that people will rebel, I guess in this case Ariel, will be rebellious. And yes, ultimately, what this individual is trying to get at is what the father had done, trying to sacrifice himself and whatnot, as a reference to Jesus' death. Like, somehow this is the one and the same in some way. I don't get it. How does that even make any sense? Again, talk about far fetching here. Bottom line here is that the individual is acting as if this whole thing is just an allegory for Christianity. I'm guessing Ursula is supposed to be Satan, I guess. At least in the context of this article, I suppose. Lucifer. When it comes to temptation, of course, wrongdoing, trying to push you away from what's rightfully good. And ultimately, that's what this individual is trying to get at. When it comes to sin, destruction, and whatnot, and that's pretty much where I'll just think I'm done. I'm done. And it's literally this. This is pretty much the entire article. This, literally. Yeah, I'm done. I'm just done. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I guess. Yeah. If these characters were having babies left and right, I'm pretty sure that these Christians wouldn't complain. I'm pretty sure they'll be praising it because of that. See ya, and thanks for watching. Jesus.